Vincent McNabb. O.P. was an Irish scholar and priest, based in London, active in evangelisation and apologetics. Early life. McNabb was born in Portaferry, County Down, Ireland, the 10th of 11 children. He was educated during his school days at the Diocesan Seminary of St Malachy's College, Belfast. On the 10th of November 1885 he joined the novitiate of the English Dominicans at Woodchester, in Gloucestershire, England, and was ordained in 1891. After studies at the University of Leuven, he was sent to England, where he served for the remainder of his career. Fr. McNabb was a member of the Dominican order for 58 years and served as professor of philosophy at Hawksyard Priory, prior at Woodchester, parish priest at St. Dominic's Priory, and prior and librarian at Holy Cross Priory, Leicester, as well as in various other official capacities for his Dominican province. Between 1929 and 1934, he lectured on the Summa Theologica of St. Thomas Aquinas under the auspices of the University of London External Lectures Scheme. Tens of thousands of people heard him preach in Hyde Park, where he did not shy away from taking on all challenges, Protestants, atheists, and freethinkers before vast crowds every Sunday, or heard him debate such luminaries as George Bernard Shaw in the city's theatres and conference halls on the burning social issues of the day. Fr. McNabb was described as a 13th-century monk living in 20th-century London, pursuing such tasks as reading the Old Testament in Hebrew, reading the New Testament in Greek, and reading the works of St. Thomas Aquinas in Latin. Throughout his life, Fr. McNabb had little to call his own, except his Bible, his breviary, and his copy of the Summa Theologica. Fr. McNabb was among the early Catholic ecumenists, seeking in particular to promote reunion between the Catholic Church and the Anglicans. Towards the end of his life, he wrote, "God knows how much I have striven and prayed to mend the shattered unity of Christendom." As a young priest, he came under the influence of the convert Bishop of Clifton, William Robert Brownlow, who, after his reception into the Catholic Church by Newman, not only kept many Anglican friendships but made others among nonconformists. Brownlow was the author of a work breathing a strong ecumenical spirit titled Catholics and Nonconformists, or Dialogues on Conversion. McNabb regarded him as one of his masters and heroes, and wrote his biography. While prior at Woodchester, McNabb was in correspondence with Anglicans on both sides of the Atlantic. He was host to his Cotswolds neighbour, the Rev. Spencer Jones, rector of Morton in Marsh, leading Anglo-Catholic and author of England and the Holy See, an essay towards reunion. He also contributed to the early issues of The Lamp, a paper edited by Fr. Paul Watson, who, after becoming a Catholic, was to promote the Unity Octave through it for almost half a century. McNabb's lifelong interest in ecumenism culminated in his book The Church and Reunion, published 6 years before his death. McNabb sought also to promote a vision of social justice inspired by St. Thomas and by Pope Leo XIII's Rerum Novarum, which called upon every minister of holy religion to bring to the struggle the full energy of his mind and all his powers of endurance, as well as to shore up both faith and reason against the threat of modernism. Death. He died at St Dominic's Parish, London, and was buried in St Mary's Roman Catholic Cemetery, Kensal Green, London. Quotes about Fr. McNabb. Works: Bishop Brownlow, Catholic Truth Society, where believers may doubt, or studies in biblical inspiration and other problems of faith. Burns Notes. Oxford Conferences on Prayer, Kegan Paul. Oxford Conferences on Faith, Kegan Paul. Infallibility, Longman's Green. Our Reasonable Service, an essay on the understanding of the deep things of God. Burns Notes. The Children's Hour of Heaven on Earth, P. J. Kennedy. Europe's Hugh Lamb and Other Essays on the Great War. R&T Washburn. The Doctrinal Witness of the Fourth Gospel. Catholic Truth Society pamphlet. From a Friar's Cell. P.J. Kennedy. The Mysticism of St. Thomas. Basil Blackwell. The Church and the Land. Burns, Oates and Washburn. The Catholic Church and Philosophy. Burns, Oates and Washburn. The New Testament Witness to St. Peter, Sheldon Ward. St. Thomas Aquinas and Law. Blackfriars. Thoughts Twice Died. Sheldon Ward. The New Testament Witness to Our Blessed Lady. Sheldon Ward. God's Book and Other Poems. St. Dominic's Press. Nazareth, A Social Chaos. Burns, Oates and Washburn. Geoffrey Chaucer, A Study in His Genius and Ethics. St. Dominic's Press. The Wayside, A Priest's Gleanings. Burns, Oates and Washburn. The Craft of Prayer. Burns, Oates and Washburn. St. John Fisher, Sheldon Ward. Francis Thompson and Other Essays. St. Dominic's Press. The Science of Prayer. St. Dominic's Press. The Craft of Suffering. Verbatim notes of instruction on suffering given during retreats at the Cenacle Convents 1930-35. Burns, Oates and Washburn. God's Way of Mercy. Verbatim notes of retreat instructions. Burns, Oates and Washburn. Frontiers of Faith and Reason. Sheldon Ward. God's Good Cheer. Burns, Oates and Washburn. Saint Elizabeth of Portugal. Sheldon Ward. The Church and Reunion. Some Thoughts on Christian Reunion. Burns, Oates and Washburn. In Our Valley. Notes of Retreat Instructions. Burns, Oates and Washburn. A Life of Jesus Christ Our Lord. Sheldon Ward. Joy in Believing. Burns, Oates and Washburn. Mary of Nazareth. P.J. Kennedy. St. Mary Magdalene. Burns, Oates and Washburn. 11. Thank God. Memories of a Catholic Mother. Sheldon Ward. Confession to a Priest. Catholic Truth Society pamphlet. Some Mysteries of Jesus Christ. Burns, Oates and Washburn. Catholics and Nonconformists. Catholic Truth Society pamphlet. Old Principles and the New Order. Sheldon Ward. Did Jesus Christ Rise from the Dead? Catholic Truth Society pamphlet. An Old Apostle Speaks. Blackfriars. Faith and Prayer. Blackfriars. A Father McNabb reader. P.J. Kennedy. The Prayers of F.R. McNabb. Newman Press. A Vincent McNabb Anthology. Selections from the writings of Vincent McNabb. O.P. Blackfriars. Stars of Comfort. Retreat Conferences. Burns, Oates and Washburn. Meditations on St. John. Aquin Press.